heart just dropped because it was just so unexpected. And then the way she went was like uncalled for. Like, she didn't deserve that.
You can put somebody in jail all day long, but you can't bring nobody back.
Dejah Hood, a radiant young woman, brimming with talent and grace, was on the cusp of a promising future. Fresh out of high school, she harbored dreams of escaping the confines of her Texas hometown, yearning for a brighter horizon. Little did she know that a seemingly innocuous night out with friends would plunge her into a nightmarish abyss from which there would be no escape. Days later, her lifeless form would be unearthed, shrouded in darkness, leaving a haunting void that begged for answers. Welcome to American Crime, Femicide. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell for future notifications. Dejah Hood was an 18-year-old hairstylist from Tyler, Texas. Her friends described her as
she's like a mom. She has a mom mentality, like 100%. Like she cared for everybody. She loved everybody.
She was always like smiling, happy. She had like great energy. She was good-hearted too. She was very talented.
When you first meet her, it's like you know her already.
Dejah had a passion for her craft. She found joy in the art of hairstyling, whether it was skillfully installing wigs, experimenting with colors, or trying out new styles. Her life held promise and excitement, having recently celebrated her prom and the triumphant milestone of high school graduation. According to her close friends, she was eagerly anticipating a future beyond Tyler, yearning for the vibrant embrace of a bigger city. Tragically, those dreams would forever remain unfulfilled. On a seemingly ordinary Monday, Dejah, accompanied by the child she was caring for, paid a visit to her 19-year-old friend, Jamaurea Britton. According to Britton, Hood had come over to assist him with packing as he prepared for an impending move. Little did anyone know, this fateful meeting would mark the final time friends and family would see Dejah alive. Hood's mother grew increasingly concerned when Britton returned alone, dropping off the baby she had entrusted to Dejah's care, claiming ignorance about her whereabouts. Panicked and with no answers, Hood's mother promptly contacted the police, reporting her daughter missing. Responding swiftly, law enforcement officers converged on Britton's residence. Upon their arrival, a chilling discovery awaited them: blood spatter scattered ominously across the premises. With grim determination, they confronted Britton about this macabre revelation. Initially, Britton offered a bizarre explanation, attributing the spray-painted word, "loser," to an ex-girlfriend's antics a few days prior. However, the sinister truth began to emerge as officers examined the bloodstains, unmistakably resembling human blood. Britton's first account of events began to crumble under the weight of mounting evidence. His initial story was proven false during subsequent interviews. During the course of their investigation, the police made a grim discovery: a lifeless body concealed in a nearby ravine. This horrific find compelled them to immediately take Britton into custody.
Just after midnight, Lakita Jordan, the mother of 18-year-old Dejah Hood, reported her missing. According to an arrest affidavit, Jordan said her daughter may be with Jamaurea Britton. In police custody, the affidavit states he later admitted to Hood's murder. Britton was soon contacted by police, where he said that on Monday, he picked up Hood and a 1-year-old child that she was caring for, and brought them to the Holly Tree Apartments, where he is a resident. An altercation began after Britton said he returned to the apartment to find the child under the stairwell. Britton said his, quote, fit of rage started after he said Hood tugged on his ear, which he says reminded him of what his ex-girlfriend would do. He began to beat Hood with an object and strangled her. A neighbor soon knocked on the apartment door to ask if everything was okay. After responding, Britton drove the child back to Hood's mother's apartment. When he returned, he discovered Hood was still alive and stabbed her. According to the affidavit, Hood was spooked by a neighbor while disposing of the body, and therefore tossed her into a ravine. Police found latex gloves and footprints near a fence that blocks the ravine, as well as gloves and mud near Britton's car.
Following the grim revelation of Dejah's lifeless body, the Tyler police unveiled Britton's bone-chilling confession, in which he provided a horrifying account of how he brutally assaulted and murdered Hood.
This affidavit sent to us by Tyler PD includes some gruesome details about the death of 18-year-old Dejah Hood. Investigators say she was killed by someone she considered a friend.
Even though he's been arrested, there's still a lot of follow-up.
Jamaurea Britton is charged with murder in the death of Dejah Hood. According to the arrest affidavit, he picked her up from her home and brought her to his apartment at the Holly Tree complex. Dejah was babysitting a 1-year-old child who came with her to Britton's apartment. Britton told investigators he went into a fit of rage after Dejah playfully tugged his ear, reminding him of his ex-girlfriend. The affidavit says he confessed to smashing her head with a wine bottle, choking her, and hitting her with a hammer until the handle broke off. He says he left the scene to return the 1-year-old baby to Hood's house. When he returned to his apartment, he found Hood still alive. That's when he told police he stabbed her multiple times.
It was around just before 1 p.m. where they found the evidence behind one of the apartment buildings.
That evidence included footprints leading to her body, which was found wrapped up in a sheet in the creek behind the complex.
That led us to then take the suspect to the police department, where he was interviewed, and ultimately an arrest warrant was issued.
Investigators say they also found evidence in Britton's car matching evidence recovered near Dejah's body.
It's a very a traumatic thing that happened, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the family.
Britton was booked into the Smith County Jail for murder. His bond is set at $1,050,000.
In the wake of Dejah's tragic demise, numerous friends and family members have stepped forward to share their profound sorrow, grief, and disbelief at her untimely loss.
A best friend's worst nightmare.
But it really just hurt my heart. It did. It hurt my heart that she had to sit there and suffer.
Sarah Evans still feels like she's in a dream after hearing reports of her best friend Dejah Hood murdered on Tuesday.
I've been making it. I just been asleep, because every time I'm up, I think about it. I think about it every second of the day.
She doesn't want Dejah to just be seen as a victim of violence, but wants the world to know the girl she's known since high school.
She's like a mom. She has a mom mentality, like 100%. Like she cared for everybody. She loved everybody.
Before her death, 18-year-old Dejah Hood went to Sarah for everything, lately for career advice.
She liked doing hair, like installing wigs and stuff, coloring wigs. And she likes trying different stuff.
The relationship was effortless with good moments. Both girls planning to move and live in a big city like Houston one day. Dreams cut short in the hands of someone else.
He didn't only hurt her, he hurt a lot of people. He hurt a lot of people.
Dejah's character and heart leaving a hole in Sarah's.
She had good intentions. She had only positive intentions on everybody.
At one point, Dejah couldn't imagine life without Sarah as she gets ready to go to the Navy.
She was just like, she don't know what she's gonna do. She don't know who she's gonna talk to. And she was just really gonna miss me and stuff.
Now Sarah has to map out life without her best friend.
In the shadow of Dejah's untimely passing, her grieving family had launched a GoFundMe campaign, seeking assistance to alleviate the burdensome expenses of her funeral and burial. On October 7th, the Hood family bid their poignant farewell to their multi-talented, beautiful child. This heart-wrenching and senseless tragedy has left everyone reeling, a stark reminder of the pressing need to confront issues such as anger management, femicide, and domestic violence within the Black community. In these difficult times, we implore you to hold the Hood family close in your thoughts and prayers. May Dejah Hood find the peace in the afterlife that eluded her in this cruel world.